Good evening, peeps. Sister Elle here on the eve of the new moon in Pisces. Yes, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to read a little bit about some of the planets that I keep speaking about, and then you'll have a deeper insight into where I'm going with this. I was thinking about studying again, thinking of studying a bit more deeper into astrology, astronomy. I remember when I studied for years, and I just feel like that feeling's coming back. So I already have 2 degrees, so I'm aiming for a third. Then I can be 3 degrees all by myself. That was a joke somewhere in there. Anyway, while I was cleaning out and clearing away, I found a card. Yes, it is the 3 wise men following that star. So I thought, okay, that sounds like a good sign, feels like a good sign, looks like a good sign. I got this card while I was being school governor a number of years ago now. I think I finished around about 2009. Okay, well, let's get back to this new moon in Pisces, and we have the sun in Pisces also. So I'm just going to read a little bit. Put you over here. Okay, ooh, the clock says 22:22. How amazing. Okay, so we have the sun in Pisces right now. And so, this is like, okay, I'm just going to read it for here. The sun is the most visible and important planet of astrology at the level of physical life and symbolically represents ego and will. The sun spends about 30 days in each sign, so that the cycle of the 12 sign defines our year. With the sun in Pisces, and especially at the beginning of this period, everyone is more sensitive and compassionate, which takes into account subtle emotions and secret depths. We might become more aware as well of the connection to the divine within each one of us. Nature, in her silence of preparation, participates in a sacred and meditative take on life at large that emphasizes the bigger picture contained within the simplistic details. So with Pisces, we're very mutable, very feeling, maybe very restless. It's deep waters. It's the last of the water signs, so it has a lot of knowledge and wisdom in that sign. And it's ruled by Jupiter and Neptune, god of the seas. Okay, so the moon in Pisces, this is like we're having a new moon coming in. I think it's tomorrow, Friday. What date are we today? Friday the 16th. And so the new moon in Pisces. Okay, so the moon spends about 2.5 days in each sign. With the moon in Pisces, a sensitive and subtle instinct nature emerges. Today, you and everyone else were likely to be feeling a need to retreat from the urgency of the world, to encapsulate yourself in your own bubble. You might feel in yourself a deep urge for introspection and reflection. Your spiritual nature is aroused today, and your creative imagination is stimulated. Did you all feel that way today? It also says, your emotions are idealistic, while your mood vacillates and is not entirely your own. Your receptive nature is so enhanced that it is possible to take on the moods and emotions of others. There is a nebulous quality to this moon, and it might be difficult for you to even define what you feel. All you know for sure is that your sensitive awareness and ability to feel deeply and compassionately is almost all-encompassing. You might have to be careful not to drown in all this empathy. Yeah, Pisces can be seen as a very empathetic sign. It's the last sign, so it's very compassionate, and it's like very calming and soothing. It can be rough waters also, because it is the 2 fish swimming. And we have Mercury in Aries. What's Mercury? Mercury is our thought patterns, how we think. So Mercury represents mind and is a quick-moving planet that spends about 2 to 3 weeks in a sign, unless retrograde. That means it's going backwards. With Mercury in Aries, mental energy speeds up and thoughts are expressed in a dynamic way. It is also possible that you will encounter in yourself or others a greater tendency to argue. Powers of intellect are keen right now, and everyone is excited by ideas and eager to learn. Yeah, that's right. Mercury is like our learning experiences, how we learn. So it's in Aries right now. And Venus in Aries now. Venus, the planet of love and beauty. Right, when Venus is in Aries, for you and for everyone, love becomes more impulsive and there is a strong desire to flirt and enjoy the chase. This influence can make you bolder in romance, where you are more likely to make a first move. Passions are strong. There is also the potential to be hasty in spending habits. So you might be out there getting a bit of a spend on. And then finally I will do Mars in Sagittarius. Mars is our planet of action, energy and motivation, and spends about 7 to 8 weeks in each sign, unless retrograde. With Mars in Sagittarius, for you and everyone, there is abundant energy to assert opinions and beliefs, a greater push to fight for what you feel is morally correct. There may also be a desire to travel and to take on new viewpoints. Physical energy is strong with an increasing enjoyment of sports and gambling. So Sagittarius is like the archer, so it's half man, half horse. So when we have horsepower, that's like quite a bit of drive. And to have Mars, our driving planet, in that area of the sky for Sagittarius, it will give us a great boost of energy. We are coming close to the end of Mars being in Sagittarius, but for now, it's still there in its place. So I hope you will enjoy the new moon. Okay, oh yeah, let me have a little speak on that as well, actually. Okay, let's see. Well, right now it's actually in the balsamic phase, which is like the last little bit. So after we've had like a full moon where it's really bright in the sky, it wanes and wanes down till it's like a little slither. So it's literally like slither time, and then it's going to disappear altogether because it's going to be new. It's going to be birthing anew in Pisces, like I've just read about. So the balsamic moon. In this phase, the moon is waning and halfway between last quarter moon and new moon. In the planting cycle, this is the time of the maturation of the seed, while the rest of the plant dies away. All the energy of the plant becomes concentrated in the seed, being prepared for the next cycle. Oh, very good. So that will be happening. Oh, it says, during this phase you are very focused on a barely perceived distant reality and may feel somewhat alienated from the existing structure of society. Like the dying plant, you are sharing the knowledge distilled from the experience of the past in an effort to bring that encapsulated essence forward into the emerging new form. Oh, okay, so that's the balsamic phase right now, and the new moon, which will be tomorrow. So the new moon, in this phase, the sun and the moon are conjunct, are in the same sign. That means like they've got the same degree to it. So it's at 27 degrees of Pisces. There's 30 degrees to each sign. Okay, so in this phase, this is for the new moon. In this phase, the moon and sun are conjunct and in the same sign. This phase represents the very beginning of the planting cycle, when the seed sends forth its tender shoots while still underground. This is a tentative moment, with the outcome still very much in doubt. During this phase, the world is yours to make your mark on. You tend to be subjective, even self-centered, in your approach. You feel that the rules that other people make for you are not for you. You make your own rules. Ooh, appropriate to the present moment. For example, you may question why things need to be done a certain way and won't be satisfied with the answer that is how it's always been done. That's right, because we always have to come into new phases, new times, and I think we need to embrace that and embrace new qualities and new aspects that we find within ourselves. Okay, well, thank you very much for joining me this evening on the eve of the new moon. Hope you all have a great one. and plant some new seeds. Yes, have a new hobby. All right, you all take care.